Hello, my friends. A good Erev Shabbos. Happy Friday, followed by a beautiful, uplifting Shabbos Kodesh. This week's Torah reading is a little perplexing. You see, chronologically, where we are in history in the Torah right now, only 40 days ago, the Jewish people heard God's voice. There was not one person that was at Mount Sinai that did not hear God. So that means every Jewish man, woman, and child was on the level of a prophet. Everybody got together their marching orders for what they have to do as part of the Jewish people. And only 40 days later, they created a golden calf and seemingly worshipped it as an idol. How's that possible? How do you go from hearing God? One of the first things they heard is, Lo yeh lecha Elohim achim imapan, I do not have any other gods. And here they're making a golden calf. What in the world? How do you switch so quickly in 40 days? Well, you have to understand, they were in the middle of nowhere. They were at Mount Sinai in the middle of the Sinai desert. Their leader, the one that was telling them which way to go and how to travel and when to travel, had gone up to the mountain after God spoke to the entire Jewish people to learn the details of all the commandments and the entire Torah and come down and give it to them. But he told them he's going to come down after 40 days, and they miscounted, and he didn't come down when they thought he was going to. And they thought he died. So what do? They created this golden calf not as a replacement for God, but as a replacement for Moses. What was Moses? How do you replace Moses with a golden statue? And the answer is they misunderstood what Moses was. They thought Moshe Rabbeinu, they thought he was a go-between. I tell my needs over to Moshe, and he repeats them to God. God gives prophecy to Moshe, and Moshe repeats it to us. He's the go-between. They didn't make a replacement for God. They made a replacement for Moshe, but they misunderstood Moshe's job. Moshe was not the go-between. We weren't praying to Moshe, God forbid. Moshe was only a teacher. He was teaching us what God wanted for us. As far as our prayers and our respect and our prayers and the respect that we give, Moshe was trying to teach us throughout the entire time that he was there. Don't look at me. I'm a nobody. Pray to God. You have a request? Give your request directly to God. You don't need a go-between. And that was their mistake. They thought Moshe is gone. We don't have our go-between. We need something that we can direct our prayers to, and that thing will bring it to God. And because of the way they were raised in Egyptian culture, they thought that's what this idol was going to accomplish. So it wasn't idol worship. So then on the other hand, why was it so terrible? And the answer to the other hand of why it was so terrible is because that is the antithesis of the Jewish people. You see, when we refer to God, we refer to him as Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. Avinu comes first. No matter how awesome, how great God is, that he covers the cosmos, that there is no place in the universe that his presence isn't there, that he doesn't see and he doesn't hear. He's everywhere. Doesn't make a difference. He looks at each and every individual. We don't need to go to someone else to speak to him. One time, when I was teaching in a class, I wanted to show my students how lucky they are to be able to pray directly to God every single day, 3 times a day, and whenever else they want, besides the official prayer time. So I pulled out my cell phone and I called the White House comment line. And the secretary gets on the phone and says, "What is your comment for the president?" I said, no, I don't have a comment for the president. I would like to speak to the president. And the secretary said, I'm sorry, sir, but you can't speak to the president. The president can't take a call from everybody. He's too busy. But you can leave a comment for the president. I said, well, wait a second. Let me explain something to you. I'm standing in front of my class right now. No joke. I did this in front of my students. I'm standing in front of my class right now. And I'm trying to explain to them how lucky they are that they can pray directly to the creator of the universe without any go-betweens, any secretaries. And I can't even speak to the President of the United States on the phone. Is that what you're telling me? And they said, yes, sir. And thank you, sir. That's a very important lesson. So we have an opportunity. We don't believe like other people believe that we can't go directly to God. God doesn't have secretaries. God is all-encompassing. It's just the same way He is so vast, He is also so private. Because He looks at every single individual. The same way He can look at all of us at the same time, the entire universe. He can also focus on every single individual. He doesn't need a secretary. He doesn't need somebody to answer his phones. So the mistake of the Jewish people at Mount Sinai was, you didn't need that golden calf. All you need to do is speak directly to your Father. Good job.